Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to review the Literary Analysis number 1 essay instructions with you. And here we have a PDF of the instructions. So this is our first high stakes or major writing assignment for the course. It's called a Literary Analysis. It's worth 100 points, and the final draft is due on October 19th. So first, let's take a look at the purpose of this essay. Why are we writing this essay besides the fact that we have to, it's for our course, and we need to get a grade? So first, let's look at purpose knowledge. After completing this assignment, you will understand, 1, how to use critical reading and critical thinking to understand a literary work. 2, how poets use poetic devices to shape and express meaning. And 3, how to communicate your understanding of poetry through the act of writing a literary analysis essay. Next, let's look at the skills that you'll gain from writing this essay. So after completing this assignment, you will be able to 1, identify and apply literary terms, techniques, and concepts to the evaluation of romantic poetry. 2, use a variety of writing and revision strategies for generating ideas, revising, editing, and proofreading your literary analysis essay. And 3, determine logical arguments and stylistic approaches appropriate to the genre of this assignment, the literary analysis essay. So these 3 skills are actually connected to 3 learning objectives of our course. So this essay fulfills 3 learning objectives of English 102. Now let's get into what we'll actually be doing for this essay. So the task. For this assignment, you will write a 2-page literary analysis, focusing on 2 poetic devices in 1 poem. To complete the essay, follow these steps below. First, choose 1 poem from the following reading list: William Blake's The Lamb, Blake's The Tiger, George Gordon Lord Byron's She Walks in Beauty, John Keats's When I Have Fears, Percy Bysshe Shelley's Ozymandias, William Wordsworth's I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, or Wordsworth's She Dwelt Among the Untrodden Ways. Next, choose 2 poetic devices from the list of poetic devices found in Romanticism. Next, return to your discussion forum number 3 post. The forum is open for you to review. And also look at other assignments that may help you with this essay, such as your figurative language and strange companions activities. Because chances are you've already written about the way one of these poets has used 2 poetic devices in his poem to shape and express meaning. So you want to return to that writing that you've already accomplished on that particular poem. Also look at your notes on the poems. Next, view the videos, the essay, the introduction, and the meal paragraph to learn about the organization of a literary analysis. Then submit quiz number 5 by the end of the day on October 5th. Then post your introductory paragraph of your literary analysis to discussion forum 4 by the end of the day on October 6th. Then practice providing peer feedback by participating in the feedback practice activity by 5 p.m. on October 7th. So before you reply to your peers on discussion forum number 4, you want to submit that feedback practice activity, because that activity will do exactly as its title says. It will give you practice in providing feedback to your peer. Then after you submit that activity, provide constructive feedback to one peer's introduction on discussion forum number 4 by the end of the day on October 7th. Next, write a full rough draft of your essay and then create a PDF document for our virtual CTAS class visit on October 12th from 1 to 2 p.m. Instructions for this visit will be included in the week number 7 assignments folder. We'll talk more about that CTAS class visit as we move further into the criteria for success for this essay. Then review the video, the MLA format, and supplemental material on the MLA format, and then submit quiz number 6 by the end of the day on October 12th. Participate in the Next Steps activity by the end of the day on October 14th. And lastly, submit your final draft of the literary analysis to the Turnitin link in the Week 8 assignments folder by the end of the day on October 19th. And as we get closer to the due date of the final draft, I will provide instructions for you on how you can actually submit your essay to the Turnitin link. Now let's look at the criteria for success. Part 1, the criteria. Writing an effective literary analysis involves the consideration of several criteria. First, we have structure and organization. An effective essay will contain the key ingredients of a literary analysis flowing together to create a coherent whole piece. 2, content and development. An effective essay will contain relevant, poignant, and compelling content, illustrating the writer's expertise on the subject. 3, context and purpose for writing. An effective essay will demonstrate the writer's understanding of the assignment, its purpose, and audience. 4, genre and disciplinary conventions. An effective essay will demonstrate the writer's knowledge and application of genre and disciplinary conventions, including an adherence to the MLA format. 5, control of syntax, grammar, and punctuation. An effective essay will demonstrate the writer's graceful use of language and ability to skillfully communicate meaning to readers with clarity and fluency, and will be virtually error-free. 6, the writing process. The writer will take full advantage of the writing process, including the production and workshopping of multiple drafts for revision and editing. 7, peer collaboration. The writing process involves not only the production of multiple drafts, but providing constructive feedback to guide peers during the revision and editing phases of the writing process. The following rubric provides an in-depth outline of the criteria mentioned above, and I will use this rubric to assess your literary analysis. So you could take a look at the rubric. The rubric has the 7 criteria: structure, organization, content development, context and purpose for writing, genre and disciplinary conventions, control of syntax, grammar, and mechanics, the writing process, and collaboration. So you can look at that on your own and look at the criteria and what it takes to get the full point value for each of the criteria. Then we have part 2 in the criteria for success, learning and implementing the criteria. In your asynchronous online work during weeks 6 and 7, you will learn about the purpose of a literary analysis, its structure and organization, including the key ingredients of the thesis, rhetorical devices, meal paragraph formula, and conventions or rules of the genre. When learning about the conventions, special attention will be paid to the MLA format. When writing, it's important to follow the conventions of the genre in which you are writing. Since this assignment requires you to write a literary analysis essay, you'll be following the conventions of a literary analysis essay, which include adhering to the MLA format. Because the MLA format entails many aspects of essay writing, from the look of the page to citing sources, you'll be participating in many activities such as the quizzes to become familiar with this format. You may also review the PowerPoint presentation and materials on the MLA format from the writing reference site, the OWL at Purdue, by clicking here. You may use the MLA format checklist attached to this document and review the sample student essay in the Week 6 assignments folder. Part 3, extra guidance for success. Because you'll be writing the essay in steps, starting with pre-writing, which you've already done in the discussion forum and in your writing activities, and then moving to the production of a rough draft, you will receive feedback from your peers and professor on the discussion forum. Also, you will have the opportunity to work with tutors in the Center for Tutoring and Academic Services, CTAS, during a mandatory virtual class visit on October 12th from 1 to 2 p.m. If you cannot attend this virtual class visit to CTAS, please notify me immediately. Please email me and we'll discuss alternatives. Attending this session is mandatory, contributing at least 5 points to your overall grade for this essay. And you could go back, look at the rubric in these instructions Look at page 3 under the writing process. In addition, you may visit me during my virtual office hour on Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m., or you may schedule a day and time that will work better for you. You may also schedule to meet with a writing tutor for extra sessions during a time and day that will fit with your schedule. Visit the CTAS Writing Center's website to schedule the appointment. Furthermore, CTAS offers asynchronous tutoring called TigerWrite. You may submit your work and get a response from a writing e-tutor within 48 hours. To use TigerWrite, visit this website. Lastly, you may review the sample student essay in the Week 6 assignments folder. Reviewing this essay is important because it gives you a chance to take a look at small issues such as how to format your essay, and also larger issues such as how you should structure your essay. Part 4, late submissions and revisions. No late submissions of the final draft will be accepted, but if you experience technical difficulties while submitting your final draft to turn it in, contact me immediately. Also, if you are struggling with the assignment, let me know before the revision deadlines or the final draft's due date, and we will work together. And finally, if you are unhappy with your final grade, you may revise your essay for a new grade within 1 week after the essay has been returned to you. The last page of these instructions includes an MLA format checklist. So before submitting your final draft of the essay, you can use this checklist. You can even print it out to make sure your literary analysis follows the MLA format, which includes using Times New Roman 12-point font, 1-inch margins at the top, bottom, and sides of the page, double spacing your work, having a heading on the left-hand side of the page, a title that is centered, your last name and page number on the top right-hand side of the page. Now, if you take a look at the sample student essay, you will see all of these items of the MLA format in that essay. These are things that I call the look of the page, how the essay is supposed to look. And then we start getting into things such as what kind of tense you should use when talking about literature. Always use present tense when you're talking about the literature. Use third-person point of view and stay in this point of view throughout the entire essay, avoiding first person, avoid saying I, and also avoid saying you when addressing the audience. You can use, instead of saying you when you want to address the audience, you can say the reader or we instead. Quotation marks are placed around the titles of short stories and poems. Refers to the writers by their first and last names or last names only, not first names. We're not on a first name basis with these authors because we don't know them personally. Use signal phrases to introduce the quotations. Quotation marks are used to distinguish the textual evidence from your own writing. Quote the original source accurately. Use something called a block quote format when quoting 4 or more lines of a text. Use a backward slash to indicate line breaks in a poem. Use brackets and ellipses to indicate omitted material in a quotation. Each new paragraph of your essay is indented. You use in-text citations in the form of parenthetical information that includes source author's last name and line number of poems. And you also include a works cited page with sources listed in alphabetical order and properly formatted. Once again, the work that you will do for weeks 6 and 7 will help you to become familiar with the MLA format and all of these requirements. So that's it. This is the essay. If you have any questions about it, you can post them in the class questions forum or you can email me. All right, everyone. Good luck with your essay. I look forward to reading the rough drafts.